What's going on, guys? I'm Dave, and today we're talking about how you can save money for a car one time for the rest of your life. Now, I promise this isn't a scam or an MLM. This is basic low-cost index investing mixed with short-term disciplined savings. And the best part about this is that historically, this is pretty much going to work every single time. Because cars are depreciating assets, you really don't want to take out a loan and pay interest on it, or even worse, lease one. Leasing a car is known as the most expensive way to drive, and who wants to pay interest on something that's depreciating in value? The average American has $17,000 in car loan debt and has a monthly payment around $500 per month. Those are two really big numbers that are killing lots of people's budgets, and it doesn't have to be this way. Whenever possible, you want to buy a used car in cash and drive that thing until you can save money to buy your next one in cash. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can save money for a car one time for the rest of your life with investing in passive income. So let's get into how this works. First, you'll want to figure out how much you'll realistically need to save to get the kind of car you'll want now and in the future. This way, you can figure out how much you need to invest. To hit a target, you actually need something to aim for. It's like having one of those nice convenient targets in a urinal. If you're like me and you care very little about what you drive, as long as it gets you from point A to point B reliably, that could be an amount around $10,000 to $12,000. That amount isn't going to get you anything flashy, but that's for the used Toyota Corolla, Kia Soul, Mazda 3 crowd with around 40 to 50,000 miles. If you're more of a lightly used, medium-sized SUV type, which is pretty much everybody in the world today, that amount might be closer to 16, maybe 20,000. Whatever that amount is, you have to set a target. And maybe you need even less. If you're someone who can get by with a $5,000 reliable used car and you don't care about what it looks like or how it drives, as long as it starts and gets you from point A to point B, then more power to you. Now, once you know what that target amount is, you want to start investing to hit that target, ideally in a low-cost index fund, something like VT Sachs from Vanguard. Typically, with an index fund like this that tracks the entire stock market, you can expect to double your money around every 7 or 8 years. These index funds have done this for years, they'll continue doing it in the future, you can pretty much bank on that. So if you can invest $10,000 today, in about 8 years, that'll be $20,000. Conveniently for us, the average lifespan of a car today is around 12 years or 200,000 miles. See where this is going? Your invested money has time to appreciate while you're driving your car, which essentially puts your new car savings on autopilot. Now let's break this down into some realistic scenarios. Let's say that your current car has about 10 years of life left in it. Personally, my car is 14 years old and I plan on driving it for probably the next 3 or 4 years. If you can start investing today to try and hit your target amount within the next 2 years, and you leave that money to stay invested while you continue driving your car, by the time that you need a new car, you'll have enough money invested to have 2. When it's time for you to get a new car, you can sell some stocks to get the car that you want, and you'll still retain the target amount that you'll need to get your next car. During the time that you're driving your new car that you bought with your investments, thanks to the magic of compound interest and typical market returns, you're automatically saving for your next car. And when that time rolls around again, you already have money saved to get that next car in cash. You just sell some stocks to get that next car in straight cash. No loans, no leases, just a bag of money on the table. Okay, so you can't actually do that as far as I know, but still, you're buying the car in cash. And this happens over and over. You let the market do the work of saving for a car for you, and you just never have the stress of saving for a new car ever again. So yes, you have to put in the work and be disciplined to hit your target amount within a reasonable amount of time, but it pays you back with a new car every 8 years. While you could absolutely just leave your money invested and let it keep doubling and growing over time, this is passive income with a purpose. And that purpose is avoiding debt, eliminating stress, and getting rid of a monthly payment that might mess up your budget. Now, I get that it isn't easy to save a lump sum of money like this. It's not like people are out there just saving $10,000 on a whim because they feel like it. The good news is that you can do this saving over time, and once you have your target amount invested, the market will take it from there. So let's say you're like me and you have a $10,000 target. That's about $100 invested every week for about 2 years. You might be able to do that from your regular paycheck, or it could just be 5 to 10 hours of random side job work that you set aside for this. And yes, 2 years is a long time, but again, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Depending on where you are in your car's life cycle and how fast you can save for your target amount, that might be just 2, maybe 3 years of saving to never worry about a car payment ever again in your life. And maybe your car is older and you know that you can't get it done this cycle, but you can do it later and you can start saving today to get that started. I know this sounds really simple, but that's because it is. You invest the money for the value of the car you want into a low-cost index fund like VT Saks. You give it 8 years to marinate, and by the time that you're ready to buy your car, you can buy it in cash without touching your initial investment. And after that, the best part is that your initial investment will let you do it again when you're ready to get another car without you putting any more money in. I hope this video gave you a different way to think about saving for a car and avoiding those car payments that are messing up so many people's budgets. If you've made it this far, please give this video a like or share it with that friend that's always having trouble paying for a car. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Debt Free Differently.